The whole 9 yards?
I
Yeah.
haven't dove since I was like 19 years old, so it's been a long time.
So we gotta do our open water. We're doing our open water in Roatan in June. So that's,
But I've never really like done.
I know, we should take it.
Are you guys
Are
ready?
we ready?
Yep.
Ready?
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 scuba dive.
I'd like to welcome everyone to the Monroe Local School District Board of Education meeting. Today is Monday, April 20th. Would you please, Ms. Moore, please call the roll. I was thrown off by the Pledge of Allegiance, thinking that was first. My bad.
That's all my daughter thinks we do.
I was like,
All right, Mr. Carpenter,
Present.
Mr. Fulham,
I am here.
Mr. Grant,
Here?
Mrs. Hagedorn,
here,
Mr. Leeds.
Here.
thank you. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, moving on to section 1.3, approval of agenda. I'll take a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Say Mr. Grant first and Tim Carpenter second. Mr. Carpenter. Ms. Moore, please call the roll.
Mr. Grant,
Aye.
Mr. Carpenter,
Aye.
Mr. Leeds.
Aye.
Mr. Fulham.
Aye.
Mrs. Hagedorn.
Aye, motion carried. On to section 2.1 legislative.
Not too much going on vacation though after the primary. So, but anyway, there is,
Okay.
Sweet
gig.
it's kind of strange, but there are some meetings being held to put or to make a nomination to ban any new data centers in Ohio. Whether that'll go or not, I don't know. Money will talk on that one. And then
Not gonna happen.
the other thing that's going on is, has anybody heard, did they get the 400,000 signatures for the petition to eliminate property taxes? I know it was close 2 weeks ago,
I have not heard an official count.
but there are some things going on in Columbus to counter that with the advertisements against it to show what'll be stopped if that goes through. So the legislation is working to try to put that together. Other than that, there's nothing going on up there that, as far as education-wise, that I can find. Nobody will call me.
Just to address what you said about data centers, I mean, nothing's going to stop them from coming in. Just for an example, the city of Urbana, there's a new one going in Urbana. The city of Urbana their city council passed a moratorium to put it on pause for 6 months. So my contractor reached out to the GC and said, hey, I assume you don't need our quote anymore. He's like, no, we need your quote. The project's still going through. So city council made a vote to pass it, and it's still moving forward, just deep pockets.
Right.
So, and when you have politicians signing NDAs, it's never a good thing. So that should be banned.
Right, right.
Yeah, and that, to
Okay.
follow up, I was trying to find the note, protect public services. The Ohioans to Protect Public Services is the name of that coalition that's on the opposite side of
Yeah, the property tax.
property tax.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's got a chance, really, if the right information gets put out, because of everything is going to be lost, and how you going to fund it. So there's a lot of free things out there for people that's going to stop.
Right. Okay. Any other discussion?
Nope.
We're going to move on to section 2.2. Has anybody-
Did Brett reach out to you?
He did not.
All right, he texted me, over the weekend. He said he was going to reach out to you, but I know he's busy. They have an issue he's dealing with, so he is not going to be able to make it today.
Okay, so we'll move on to 2.3, student achievement.
All right. So at the elementary school, this is a student achievement from last month. I didn't get to give a shout out, so here we go. The Monroe chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution announced the winners of the local annual American History Essay Contest. The winners received a certificate, a bronze medal, and a cash prize. In 5th grade, the winner was Abel Stollard. In 6th grade, it was Efi Osendel. And in 7th grade, it was Sweta Adakari. In addition, 7th grader Sweta was also awarded the Ohio State Level Award, and her essay has been forwarded to compete at the national level. Sweta is a 2-time state winner, also having won at the Ohio State level last year with her 6th grade essay. So great job, Sweta, Aoife, and Abel. Sorry, Efi. In the junior high would like to recognize the students that participated in the production of Chicago Teen Edition, recently in collaboration with the high school. Performing on stage, working on sets, or behind the scenes, the students did a terrific job with everything with the production. And winter sports related, the 8th grade boys basketball finished 2nd in the league. The 8th grade girls basketball finished 2nd in the league. The 7th grade girls basketball finished 1st in the league. Great job, ladies. And junior high wrestling finished 2nd at the SWBL League Championship Tournament. And at the high school, the symphonic band participated at the OMEA performance at Fairfield High School. They earned a Superior 1 rating, which qualifies them for state. So, great job, everybody. That's all I got.
Yeah, so congratulations to all those students. So moving on to section 3, communications. Do you have any recognitions?
We do not have any recognition.
Okay, so no recognitions today. And moving on to 3.2, comments from the public, seeing that we have none. We'll move on to section 3.3, comments from the public in regards to the public hearing. Seeing as we have none, we'll move on to 3.4, the superintendent update.
Thank you, Mrs. Hagedorn. It is a crazy busy time of year. We have a lot of recognition going on for our students. Last week, we had the Jesse Mahab Award for the top 20 in every class. It was a nice event. Student Staff of the Quarter is tomorrow evening. Friday is prom. State testing continues, and then we have, coming up around the corner, seniors' last day is May 8th. Senior walk is the morning of May 12th, and obviously graduation is May 14th, unless Mr. Ward jinxed it talking about rain the other day, so we'll see. Let's see. After graduation, the next week is finals week for secondary students, and May 22nd is the last day for everybody. Lots of spring sports, musicals, concert performances between now and the end of the school year. So there's probably something going on just about every night up here at campus in the arts or sports, so a lot going on. I just want to talk a little bit later on the agenda is the approval of the design development documents for the high school. This is just a kind of next step in the OFCC process, but it is the kind of the estimates for where we are with pricing on the building. Obviously, it is just estimates, and they're a little conservative when they do that, but I shared earlier, but we are over budget currently with the estimates. It's kind of always been my goal moving forward is to make sure that the building is something the community can be proud of, getting as much in that building as possible, also stretching the square footage to make sure we have room for growth. So I think we've done a really good job of that, but right now we are about $900,000 over where the budget is. I don't want you to panic about that yet. That's about where, Amy might not agree with this. I think we're stretching a little bit, but it's about where we should be at this point when we get to bids coming up. Hopefully bids are favorable and we get that down. We do have contingencies built in, obviously, as well, but you don't want to dip into that early because you never know. It's more on a renovation, but even on new builds, you run into things that you weren't expecting.
So, things could come down during the bidding process. We do have I think I shared with you, we've got the contractor fair this Friday here in the cafeteria. It's actually in this room where they come in to learn about the building and the upcoming bids. So I'm pretty optimistic about where we are, but I just want to make you aware because, with gas prices where they are, that affects everything. And so, you just never know, but I do think overall I'm pretty optimistic about where we are.
It's only money.
What's that?
It's only money.
Well, if it does come down to a worst-case scenario where we're over, that we have some decisions to make.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the numbers they were using, were those budgetary bids that they were getting, or were those actual bids? 'Cause
No, those are just budgetary bids.
Okay,
So
'cause-
it is,
Yeah.
as they're building it, they reach out to certain contractors, they have good relationships, and say, hey, this is what we're looking at, can you give me some rough
Yeah.
numbers? And they try, it's a little more detailed than that.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, typically, there's a lot to be trimmed.
Yes.
Yeah.
From budgetary to buy.
Yes.
So, that's good. If we're only 900 at budgetary,
Yeah.
I'd say that's a pretty fair number.
Yeah. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about is, and I shared with this, tomorrow is the Planning Commission meeting. I will not be at Student Staff the Quarter. Amy and I will be there. Debbie, obviously is on Planning Commission, although she can't really participate because of conflict of interest, but she will be in attendance. We have, I think when we submitted our original permit, for our application for approval of the conditional use permit, which means that we can start moving dirt. They came back with, I think, 55 comments about different things with our plans and things that we needed to change or adhere to. And we did 43 of them, and we met with them and went through of them. And the majority of them were clarifications between us and the fire department had some questions about this and that. There are two that are unresolved because it's not that we're not adhering to it. The city has not decided their path with the water main that they're working on. They've got a few options that they're exploring there. So once that gets resolved, we can, it really deals with where we're tying into that. So there's some varying things on that. And then there's 12 items that we just frankly don't agree with that they're asking us to do. And so I will present my case tomorrow. We'll have the whole team there, Fanning Howie, Robertson, Amy and I, MCS will all be there to, share what's going on. I just, they need to understand it is a public school and it is public funding, and some of the things they're requiring would literally take away from square footage of the building if we had to put in some of the things they're asking. So I'm going to go in feeling optimistic. There, we get where we can there, then it goes to city council. I think worst case scenario, then we have to go to planning and zoning appeals and ask for some variances on some items. And again, I think we have very good logic to not do some of the things that they're asking. So we're not building a housing development, a corporation going in.
It's not building a warehouse
Right.
or anything like that.
Yep.
Data center.
Yep.
Does that ultimately get decided then by council when they send the recommendations from the planning commission and?
Yes, so,
Yeah.
yes, it is, the planning commission, I'll be honest, I'm getting mixed messages on what it is. I think they have to follow the code.
Sure.
But if we present our argument, they can adjust it for certain things.
So they can make recommendations to council to
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
do something different outside of
Yes.
the norm
Yes.
Yes.
The normal code.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
to facilitate things like the
Right.
school building,
Right.
which is different.
Like, I'll just use one example, is that they've, one of them is their zoning requirement, or code requires parking islands in certain places, and they want them in our bus lot. And so we had to explain, the purpose of the bus lot is to line up the buses, and then they need radius to turn
Backing
around.
up and turning around.
So, I don't know if they completely understood that, but we'll have a good
I
explanation.
guess we could just
of it.
take a picture of the current bus lot. Yeah, exactly. I
So-
mean, I don't see any
Yes.
islands there.
Again, I think I think we'll be okay, but, you know, we've got a couple other steps if it doesn't go as well. And if it doesn't, I will definitely, I think Tom asked about going. I said, if we need to go to the city council meeting, I do think, you know.
One of the things that
No,
one of the things you probably need to watch, Robert, I've seen this happen, ask them when they put that rule in. Because you'll find out there's been a lot of changes in the last couple of years.
2024 was the last time that they updated some of those, so.
So, I mean, some of these things they're doing is nice to have, but not for us.
Exactly.
Well, we haven't built a school in this town in 20 plus
20
years.
plus
so-
Right.
Yep.
So the standards that have been built have not,
Right.
they should be able to make exceptions and
Absolutely.
amend those, I would imagine, for educational programs.
Right,
educational buildings
I
and things
mean,
of that
yes,
nature.
I mean, because anyone sitting at the city building right now probably has no history of
Right.
having a school
Nobody
being
does.
built.
I mean,
Correct.
yeah, nobody
Neither do we.
does there.
Right.
I mean,
Sure.
so,
So-
it's all new, it's all uncharted ground for everyone.
Yeah, so the process is that it goes to the planning commission who makes a recommendation, and then it goes to city council for approval or not.
Yeah.
Is the process.
Cool.
So, all right.
At least we'll know.
Yeah.
Anything else for your,
Nope.
yep, lots of good information and lots of good things to come.
Yes.
So, all right, let's move on to section 4, the treasurer consent agenda. I'd like to make a motion. Get a motion?
So moved. Second?
Mr. Carpenter and then Mr. Grant second. All right, Ms. Moore?
We have several things on here. Our minutes from both the last regular meeting in March and the joint session are up for approval. And the regular monthly financial statements is our audit report was finally released. So it is out there, it is public. There's a link on our website to the audit report, but there's also a link within the agenda and an attachment on the agenda. So plenty of places where you can find the audit report. I did actually want to walk through the audit report for a minute. I'm not sure how often you guys have seen it or just know what it looks like. Thank you. And I'm getting to drive on this one because it's a lot of pages. But I will piggyback to legislative just for a moment. I was at OASBO last week for our annual conference, and it was a lot less stressful feel this year because last year we were coming up on the budget bill with all of the pending changes and we didn't know where things were going to go. And now we're kind of settled in, but then we have the looming property tax abolishment out there. And Robert and I also attended a meeting today about that communication, and the website that you mentioned, AJ, you should all have an email from OSBA with that link, and I can forward that to you in case you didn't see that. So there is information starting to be put out, and right now, a lot of that information is a combined effort because this will impact all government entities and quasi-government entities that have any sort of levies out there. So it is a concerted effort, and I believe our next newsletter, my article will touch on that a little bit, on that education, and we'll continue to educate as, we get closer to that November, assuming they will get their signatures that they need by July, so.
And I know it can be a challenge, but if, and the content changes quick, but I think a video of some sort maybe that we can put out on social media to piggyback off of that article that you put out, I think you'll get more traction from folks
Yeah.
watching and understanding. And again, I know things change so rapidly that it's dangerous to put out, but you're going to have an article,
Yeah.
just an idea.
Sure, thank you. I will walk through the audit report for a moment, though. So basically, I'll start, the PDF has bookmarks here for quick navigation. I'm not going to walk through the whole thing. I just want you to see the framework of it so that when you're really bored and maybe can't sleep, that, take a read.
This is better than Neola, though.
You are so right about that, I will agree. But basically, we start out, here's our financial section, and this starts with the independent auditor's report. This tells us what our opinion is, and right here, oh, it does let me highlight. This sentence here is the most important sentence in the entire document. Basically, we get the best opinion we can get, that our financial statements present fairly in accordance with GAAP and all of that. So, and then it just kind of goes through boilerplate language as far as what they do and all of that. So I'm scrolling fast. And then that rolls into the management discussion and analysis, which is kind of a summary of the statements as a whole with a little bit of meat, and it does some year-to-year comparisons. So then, once you get through that, you get to the statements. Oops. So this is where the statements begin, and remember, these reports are GAAP basis. We report and we do daily business on a cash basis, so there's a conversion that happens around September to get this into the GAAP basis, which is an accrual basis. So we'll pull in things like receivables, payables to get to numbers. They like GAAP basis, they being GASB and the state. This is actually the required format. We are required to report on a GAAP basis. Otherwise, you get a comment if you don't, which happened to us a couple of years ago when we did a cash basis for 1 year. So when you look at these, just know that they are accrual basis. There are several different types of statements through here. I'm not going to go through them all. And then, whoa, I went too fast. So then we get into the notes to the financial statements. And all I will say about the notes, there are a lot of notes pretty much taking pieces of the financials and various assets and liabilities, obligations, and just giving a little bit deeper dive. But if you want to read anything out of this report, note 2 is the summary of our significant accounting policies. So that kind of gives a general overview of a lot of different things. So that might be, if you're going to read a note, that's the best note, but it is a long one as well. And then there's also a statement on our debt, our capital assets within these. Let's see, and then this single audit section, because we spend more than $750,000 a year in federal grant money, we are subject to single audit, which means they have to audit our federal programs. So this one here is just a summary of all of our grant spending for the year. And this is fiscal '25, which is 1.8 million. And then there's also some notes accompanied with this. This one's much shorter, though. And then that moves on. There's some required supplementary information after that. And then it gets into the compliance section. Because we're single audit, we get 2 letters from the auditors. One, general compliance over our financial statements, and then compliance over federal programs. And we got the best result from both of those. We had no deficiencies in internal controls or compliance. And lastly, the schedule of findings. There's a summary here that kind of goes through, and it says we had none. Then it talks about which federal programs they audited, and then none. So, and in addition to our audit report, we had no management letter comments. So those are going to be non-material items that they feel the need to communicate to us in a written letter format, which would be recommendations on policies or processes or things that may be non-compliance things that they found just a few of that they have to mention, but not important to be important enough to be in the report. We had no management letter comments, and then even less significant than that would be verbal comments, and we did not have any verbal comments. So we had an extremely clean audit report. So, and we did get the award for excellence in financial reporting, and they already delivered that. So,
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
yes. And as a reminder, this is a team effort, and so, really, aside from my team in the treasurer's office, the finance team, all of the buildings, all of the support staff, everyone goes into making our numbers accurate and proper, and ultimately that's what we are audited on. So
Great.
thanks to everyone.
Good. Good job.
And that is all I have.
That was the quickest 93-page summary.
And then after that, we have the, let's see, acceptance of our donations. So thank you for everyone. We got a lot of our donations for the fireworks, so that's exciting. No rain, Joe.
What did Joe do?
I do have a question.
Sure.
What is a basketball shooting gun?
Yeah, that sounds funny, doesn't it?
It is
Go ahead.
you've seen them in the gym before. It's this big net that goes around the entire backboard.
Yeah.
And hoop and everything.
Yeah?
When the kids shoot, the basketball goes down in there, and then it shoots them back out. So like, you could stand there
And
and
just-
shoot, and it rebounds and shoots it out.
Oh,
That's what that's called?
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking something else, but
Is that
okay.
Like a
Yep.
fancy rebounder.
Yeah.
Robot.
Are we getting an additional one? Is that the idea, or are we replacing?
We are replacing one that didn't work, and apparently you can trade them in, and so we got some, even
Oh,
though
cool.
it didn't work, so.
So will we have 2 total?
Yes.
Working
We have
ones?
2 right now.
But we'll
one
have
doesn't
2
work,
working?
yes.
Okay, awesome.
awesome.
That's great.
And
Okay.
the new one is a lot nicer, so.
Bet varsity's got dibs on that.
All right.
I also have an amendment on here for our 403B adoption agreement. It hasn't been updated since 2020, so it's time to update it. We have a couple of retirements coming up, and we wanted to make sure that all the right boxes were checked and everything for the 403B plans that we offer. There may be more coming to you in the future regarding how we want to do retirements, just because we don't have very many of them too often, related to the severance and where it gets paid out to. But that'll be in the future, but this kind of sets us up for that next step.
Okay.
And then lastly, the athletic fees. I almost want Robert to talk about this one, even though it's in my section.
Answer any questions.
But we, yes, through discussions and just looking at the forecast, we allowed waiving of the fees for 2.5 years?
Yeah.
I believe it
Maybe more
was.
than that.
Maybe.
3 full years, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
And so just looking at the future, we are going to put those back on, and
Very similar structure to what
We had before.
We
it
had in the
was.
past.
It's still by far the lowest in our league and
Yes.
in the area. That we're, don't love it, but again, it was a luxury, and I'm glad that we were able to do it for a short amount of period of time.
Well, when we passed it to get rid of it, we said it was going to probably be temporary. So we never said it was going to be permanent.
Right.
And I'd be willing to bet that we're probably one of the only schools up until now in the entire Southwest Ohio that probably did not have a participation fee. So
And the fees are very reasonable.
Very.
They're
Yeah.
very
Yes.
reasonable, so.
what is it, Ross? Isn't it like $500?
For a while, they were 9.
Yeah, some of them are like
Yeah.
close to
Nine.
the grand. And they
That's why all
have,
those kids, okay.
and they have, a lot of the schools don't have, like, because ours
A
have
cap,
caps.
yes.
And
Yeah, no cap.
multiple sport participation
Yeah.
discounts and such like, that. There's a lot that
Don't have those.
Yeah.
So it's very expensive.
Okay.
Okay.
I support it.
All right, any other discussion? All right.
any other questions?
No, I do have a statement on that, though. So while I'll always be an advocate for barrier-free participation in student activities, I understand the district's need to reestablish activity fees to sustain our programs. In my personal opinion, this necessity highlights the broader issue of inadequate state funding for public schools. Despite this change, our district has worked hard to keep these fees among the lowest in the area. I appreciate the effort of our administration to balance financial stability while providing opportunities for our students to participate.
Thank you.
I only have one question.
Okay,
Is all the money where it's supposed to be?
yes.
Thank you.
Every time. All right. Ms. Moore, please call the roll.
Mr. Carpenter?
Aye.
Mr. Grant?
Aye.
Mr. Leeds?
Aye.
Mr. Fulham?
Aye.
Mrs. Hagedorn?
Aye. Motion carried. On to Section 5, Superintendent Personnel Consent Agenda.
I recommend the approval of the superintendent HR personnel consent agenda as presented.
So moved.
Second?
I'll take Mr. Leeds, and then Mr. Grant second. And discussion.
Okay. We do have some, 5.1 is some resignations for the district in effect for next school year. And then we have a couple of new employees. I do want to say the one who's listed twice, it's because she will be replacing Pam Miller, who has been here and retiring. And so it's, if you look, the years are different. It's because we're bringing her on for a number of days to train with Mrs. Miller in this school year until she begins officially next year. A number of extracurricular activities for, yes. And then our administrative team that is up for renewal is on there. We had 4 teachers that applied for a continuing contract that will be receiving that. Just a note, when they do apply for a continuing contract, they have to go through a full extra evaluation cycle, so it's not like it's recommended by the principals, and these are for quality teachers. The resident educator stipend for mentors, then there is another stipend, but for a high school committee, but that is all paid for by a grant.
All right, any discussion?
For the 3-year contracts, are those folks already requesting their continuation?
The 3-year
Or these are the ones that are up for-
Their old contract it expires at the end of this year, and so this is just the next contract.
So this is, all these folks have said, I want to continue, or we're just saying that, do you understand what I'm asking?
For the administrators?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not allowed to. Is that-
That's what I'm getting at. I wasn't sure if it was us approving them to be able to request, or if we're
No.
approving that they did request.
Yes, they all want to come back
Okay.
as of today.
Okay.
Next week.
I'll try not to change that then. I'll stop now.
And then after today, it's off the table completely.
Yeah.
It's off the
If-
table.
Yeah,
They
once
are
we
staying.
approve this, they're not
done.
allowed to leave for 3 more
Correct.
years, correct? Okay. All right.
Just as long as everybody's on the same page.
Yeah.
All right. Any other discussion?
No, I'm good.
All right, Ms. Moore, please take the roll.
Mr. Leeds?
Aye.
Mr. Grant?
Aye.
Mr. Carpenter?
Aye.
Mr. Fulham?
Aye.
Mrs. Hagadorn?
Aye. Motion carried. On to Section 6, Superintendent Other Business.
All right, it's recommended to approve the approval of the design development phase submission for the new high school project.
I'll take a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Say Mr. Fulham and second Mr. Carpenter. Discussion?
No.
No? All right, Ms. Moore, please take the roll.
Mr. Fulham?
Aye.
Mr. Carpenter?
Aye.
Mr. Grant?
Aye.
Mr. Leeds?
Aye.
Mrs. Hagadorn?
Aye. Motion carried.
Congratulations. That's a great next step.
Yep.
That is awesome.
All
Motion
right.
on to Section 6.2.
It's recommended the approval of the quote from Ford Edge for the new Chromebook as part of the one-to-one program.
I'll take a motion.
So moved. Second?
Mr. Leeds and second by Mr. Grant.
This is just the student Chromebooks that they get in 4th and 9th, is that correct, Tom? Yep. 5th and 9th? 5th and 9th, and he's got the quote in now, so we can lock in that price, because they are going up every day, so.
Yep. Quick question on this. I know the student fees cover a portion of it, just roughly, I don't need an exact. Do we have an idea of what percentage is covered by the student fees?
It is half-ish.
Yeah.
Really?
It's approximately half-ish of the cost.
We've
Okay.
actually discussed, it's been that price for quite a while. We probably, we've had some discussions that we probably do need to up it a little bit because they continue to go up. so.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
they-
Started at about 60% covered, but lately, since the price has been going up, it's
Coming
coming down.
down? Okay. I was just curious.
And they return them after they're done, or they keep them?
No, keep-
They own
That's what
them,
their
yeah.
fees are for. They pay
Yeah.
for 4 years, they let 4 years, they pay $200, and they keep it down.
Gotcha.
As I didn't realize that we went down as low as fifth graders on getting Chromebooks, so I learned something new.
And this that way because in fifth grade, they get a device and they keep it for 4 years, through eighth grade, so
Right.
they do it in ninth grade. They pay another one for
Yeah.
another device.
Yeah, because
Are they
technology
allowed
is
to hold
always
on
changing.
to their device when they get to ninth grade? Is it an option to not get a new device, or is it required?
They're old ones, from eighth grade.
I'm just curious.
They have paid, by then they paid for it, so they don't want to keep it, they don't have to.
But are they required to
Upgrade.
upgrade
Oh.
in ninth grade?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Ninth grade has to accept the new device.
Okay,
Okay.
By that time, they
sure.
just,
Technology
Yes.
grows that you need updated.
Unfortunately,
Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. Any other questions or comments?
No?
All right, Ms. Moore, please call the roll.
Mr. Leeds?
Aye.
Mr. Grant?
Aye.
Mr. Carpenter?
Aye.
Mr. Fulham?
Aye.
Mrs. Hagedorn?
Aye. Motion carried. On to section 6.3.
it's recommended the approval of the new 3-year agreement with Rumpke Waste and Recycling for our dumpsters.
So moved.
Take a motion, Mr.
Second.
Grant and Mr. Leeds. Thank you. Any discussion?
Does this change as we start digging and building?
When we get the new building,
Sure.
we'll have to readjust it because obviously we won't be paying for, I think we have 2 over at the primary, a recycle and a regular, and so we won't need that, but we may need, we'll just have to evaluate at that time if we can just bring those over and be good, or we need to add another for the new high
I
school.
didn't know if that was on the builder's responsibility.
Oh, you're talking
Yeah,
about the
that-
construction? Yes, the
That's
construction
what
is
I'm
not
asking
ours.
for.
Yes.
Does it affect our garbage at all when the construction
Oh, the
company?
construction up there? No, that's.
Oh.
That's all on
Yeah,
them.
That's
Yeah,
all built
okay.
into their cost.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't ask that. Probably the right way.
All right. Any other questions or comments? All right, Ms. Moore, please call the roll.
Mr. Grant?
Aye.
Mr. Leeds?
Aye.
Mr. Carpenter?
Aye.
Mr. Fulham?
Aye.
Mrs. Hagedorn?
Aye. Motion carried. On to section 6.4.
It's recommended the approval of Parents Square agreement for 3 years.
I'll take a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Carpenter?
Second.
Second by Mr. Leeds.
This is the new communication platform that Adam has been researching for some time. It's come highly recommended. I think it's going to be a great tool for parents. It consolidates a lot of the stuff that we're doing. They have different apps and different places they have to go for all the communication. And I think this summer, I'm going to have Adam do a little mini presentation for you guys so you know what it's coming for the parents.
So it's basically everything that we have now, just all in one spot to make it
Yes.
easier for navigation.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And all teachers at every level will be required to use this platform versus
So,
like
yes.
Class Dojo as an example.
Exactly. So it can incorporate, it has a function that does like the same thing Class Dojo. So
Right.
you don't have to go to Class Dojo for one thing and then go to.
Reminder app or
Yes,
whatever. all the different
Reminder. We have so many different communication.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that,
Right.
because
Good.
I deal with multiple
Yep.
within the kids.
Is there, Adam, this might be a question for you, but is there are you going to be putting it out there for the parents to like learn the new system or how it's going to work?
Yeah, there'll be communication probably by the end of the school year. People can kind of, I think we'll be able to have them go and test it out a little bit before it becomes a resource that they need.
Okay. Just so there's clarification, because I know with technology and always changing and learning new systems and things, it can be a challenge.
Sure.
Thank you.
For the staff as well.
Yes.
They'll get,
Yes.
I assume they'll get trained as part of it?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Get ready for your questions at Kroger.
This damn app.
What are you doing?
What's going on?
Making your life easier.
All right, any other comments or questions?
No.
All right, Ms. Moore, please call the roll.
Mr. Carpenter?
Aye.
Mr. Leeds?
Aye.
Mr. Grant?
Aye.
Mr. Fulham?
Aye.
Mrs. Hagedorn?
Aye, motion carried. On to section 6.5.
It's recommended the board approve the Neola recommended policy revisions as presented.
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Grant, second by
I'll second that.
Mr. Leeds.
It's amazing how last year half the stuff was good and now they revise it. It's make work.
Well, you gotta justify it.
Justify your job, yeah.
I missed a period in that last one. I
Yeah,
gotta-
the changes. some of
Change
them
it to
still
a
might
comma.
do it.
It's good reading, though, I'll tell you.
That's great.
Yeah.
Sleep aid.
All right.
right. Ms. Moore, please call the roll. Mr. Grant.
Aye.
Mr. Leeds.
Aye.
Mr. Carpenter.
Aye.
Mr. Fulham.
Aye.
Mrs. Hagedorn.
Aye, motion carried. On to section 6.6.
It's recommended the board approve the following overnight trips for this summer and next school year.
All right, I'll take a motion.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Fulham, second by Mr. Grant, or Mr. Carpenter. And any discussion?
These are 3 summer camps where the kids go and stay overnight, 1 or 2 nights, depending on the camp. And then the one is the cheerleading competition where they go to Florida every other year, correct? Yeah.
Yeah. Every other year.
What's that? Yeah.
As long as they
Dang.
qualify.
When,
They will. We're
when
gonna be
they
positive.
qualify,
When?
our cheer program will be enjoying Walt Disney World.
All right, any other questions or comments? All right, Ms. Moore, please call the roll.
Mr. Fulham.
Aye.
Mr. Carpenter.
Aye.
Mr. Grant.
Aye.
Mr. Leeds.
Aye.
Mrs. Hagedorn.
Aye, motion carried. On to section 7, comments from the board. And we'll start with Mr. Leeds.
I got a question. Did we get the bids out on the driveway?
That is part of they've
Friday
combined it
deal?
with the high school early site package. So
For
we'll get-
Friday?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Somebody was asking me, I'll check tonight. Next question. Is there any way that the board could get passes, if you will, to attend the programs and stuff that they're having in the auditorium without going through to get tickets?
I think he's talking about the musical, spring
Oh.
musical and fall play.
You know, it's like the MML with the
SWBF.
passes and everything.
You're going way back to the MML.
Yeah. Well, I had to go back and dig it up. I just wondered.
I can take care of that for you.
And then as far as comments go, I attended the Butler Tech Bioscience ribbon cutting. That was nice. There was a lot of brass there, so to speak. All county commissioners and people from the state was there, and it was very nice. Brett did a good job. He had a speech to give, and he did a good job. A lot of people there. Also attended the Mayhab dinner. That was good. And like you said, Robert, it's a busy time, and everybody's is pitching in there, so to speak, in the baseball and track and everything. That's great. Look forward to the closing of the year with the graduation coming up and everything going on there. But great job by everybody all year long. And Amy, again, to your group for the audit report that was clean and crystal. Good job.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
Okay. I just have one question before I go into my comments. I want to make sure our groundbreaking, I'm going to make sure I'm looking at my calendar correct. It's on a Saturday, correct?
Yep, Saturday
Okay,
morning.
just wanted to make sure. I looked at the date and I was like, Saturday, that works even
I
better.
thought it was April 9th, if it makes you feel any better. So, I was
He
a whole month
called me and he
off.
said, "Are we still on for tomorrow?" And I'm like, "What's tomorrow?"
All right, I just wanted to make sure I had it on the calendar correctly. Just a few comments. I know prom is coming up this week, so all the kids, stay safe and have a lot of fun. Amy and your team, congratulations on the award in excellence. That is fantastic. And lastly, I know it's, less than a month, looking forward to one of my favorite events of being a school board member, and that's graduation. So looking forward to that. So hopefully it will be sunny and 85 and sweltering.
Oh. I'd rather rain.
No,
I think 70 and a little breezy would be.
it's always going to be breezy.
73.
It's going to be breezy up there.
It's gonna be breezy.
It's always breezy.
But that's it for
2
me.
years ago, it was like that.
Yeah.
It was like 70 and just,
Yeah.
oh,
It was
man,
perfect.
so nice.
Or I'll have my yellow fan out there on the field. Judge me.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
Pick one of
that.
those up on Amazon.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right, my turn.
Okay, yes, Mr.
All right.
Carpenter.
So luckily, Mr. Grant did ask one of my questions, so I had to mark that off, so thank you, Mr. Grant. So state testing finishes tomorrow, so good luck to all the kids. Finish strong. Same to the teachers. I know it's exhausting, but you guys got it. I believe in you. Again, prom coming up. Always makes me nervous, especially like when my kids go to prom. So be smart. Don't do anything silly. Be smart and have fun. But yeah, aside from that, that's it.
All right. Mr. Fulham?
High fives from around the hive. All right. High fives to the 2026 Jesse Mayeb Scholar Award winners who were recognized last week for their academic excellence. This prestigious award is given to the top 20 students in each graduating class who maintain high academic standards, have zero unexcused absences, and demonstrate strong character, including no disciplinary actions. It is a great honor for these students, and it was a fantastic evening celebrating all of their accomplishments. High fives to the members of the 2026 prom court nominated by their peers for their leadership and high character in and out of the classroom. I would like to take this opportunity to say that I hope all of our students have an exceptional prom experience, be safe, and make smart decisions as you enjoy your evening. And finally, high fives to the Monroe class of 2026. We are less than a month away from commencement, which I know is the highlight of the year for all of us. I want to send my congratulations to each of our graduating seniors. You have a few more milestones to experience together, so enjoy each of them as you embark on your next chapter. You have prepared for a future of success. Know that no matter where your journey takes you, you will forever have a place to call home here in Monroe. I am proud of you and look forward to celebrating your tremendous accomplishments in just a few short weeks. And that goes to all of our senior parents as well.
Yes. All right. So I know the challenge is real going last. I think everything that I wanted to mention has been mentioned. I'd like to say for all the seniors that are going to prom to always make good decisions and have a good time. And congratulations to those that earned the Jesse Mayhab Award, but I'd also like to mention thank the staff that put that on and the administration team and their skits. That was amazing, watching all of the costumes and the lip syncing. It's a fabulous evening, and I'm positive the kids enjoyed that very much. And Amy, congratulations to you and your team as well for the Excellence Award in reporting. So that's pretty awesome. All good things. So with that being said, I'm going to move on to Section 8. We're going to adjourn to executive session. It is recommended that the board adjourn to executive session at 6:47 p.m. to consider the employment and/or compensation of a public employee. No action will be taken. I'll take a motion
So moved.
from Mr. Grant.
Second.
By Mr. Leeds. Amy, please call the roll.
Mr. Grant?
Aye.
Mr. Leeds?
Aye.
Mr. Carpenter?
Aye.
Mr. Fulham?
Aye.
Mrs. Hagedorn?
Aye. Motion carried.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Oh, yeah.